This is Enough Said Sports.
Hey guys, I hope all is well in your world. It is all well. Here at Enough Said Sports. Class is in session. It is Betting 101 by Enough Said Sports. I want to talk to you guys about how to manage a betting account. What to do, how much to bet, how much to put on parlays, when should I draw out. All of these questions are going to be answered in this video. Wanted to make sure that I go over this with you guys as a little refresher course. For those of you who are new, definitely pay attention, take notes. For those of you who are veterans of the game, hey, still pay attention, still take notes, because you may hear some things now that may be able to assist you in your betting future. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to jump right into it here. So when starting a betting account, okay, the first thing I'm going to say, and I will say it often on this channel and on Patreon as well, and that is going to be, do not bet any amount of money that you cannot afford to lose, okay? Gambling is fun. It's an enjoyable thing, especially when you're doing it on sports. For those of you who enjoy sports, it is an amazing experience, but it can be a very dangerous experience if you don't play responsibly. So make sure that we're being responsible and that we're playing with money that we can afford to lose, okay? So let's start there, because at the end of the day, guys, no matter how much analysis we do, no matter how hard we work, it is still sports and it is still a gamble. So please play responsibly, okay? With that being said, what is a bankroll? Okay, I'm sure this is a term that you guys have probably heard. For those of you who are new, have heard and don't know what the heck you mean by, or what the heck is meant by bankroll. Bankroll, okay, is going to be a situation where you're taking, that's going to be the amount of money you're going to use to bet with, okay? All right. I'm going to use $1,000 for example. So let's say you got $1,000 that you say, hey, this is money that I can really afford to lose. If I lose it, it's no big deal, all right? If that number is 100 for you, if that number is 200 for you, whatever your number is, you have to decide that, okay? Whatever your number is, that's what it is, all right? So you put, let's just, for this example, we're going to use $1,000. So that's your bankroll, okay? Now, you start there. Now, the first question that people ask me a lot of times is, how much should I bet with? Okay. My rule of thumb has always been 5% of your bankroll. Okay. And I always say, let's do this month by month. Okay. So we'll start, let's say start September 1st, because that's coming up here. September 1st, you got $1,000 in there. 5% of that is going to be $50. Okay. So that should be your betting total, no matter what. All right. For the rest of the month. So it doesn't matter if you win or you lose some, keep it at 50 always. So you come out, let's say you come out, you win your first 4 games and your bankroll is up, up a couple $100. You're up to, right around $1,200. That doesn't mean you need to increase your bet, okay? Keep it at the 50. All right, always do that. Stay consistent. How much should I bet on parlays is another question I get a lot of times, okay? At the beginning of the month, when you have your $1,000, set 10% aside for parlays, okay? 10%. So take $100 out of the $1,000, set it to the side for parlays, all right? Of the parlay, now, I will say this. Parlays are designed to go for big shots, okay? I'll do my parlay of the day videos. You'll see those, all those types of things. They're designed to get more bang for your buck, all right? So you might take $1 for every dollar you spend. You might get $20, $30, $40, depending on how crazy the parlay is. I'm going to say go hog wild with the parlays, all right? Do whatever you want. That's exactly what it is. It's a parlay. It's a shot in the dark, and you might just hit one, right? So as far as betting size, generally, I don't go more than 5% of the parlay balance either. Okay, so what I normally do is if I got $100 set to the side, I'm going to do $5 on each parlay. That's typically what I do, because more than likely on parlays, you're going to lose. All right, you got a really good chance of losing, because you're going to have multiple things happen, depending on how difficult the parlay is, of course. If you got a 2-game parlay or a 1-game parlay, obviously that could be a little bit different as far as that goes. You might hit those with more regularity. But if you go crazy with parlays like I do, then you definitely want to make sure that you are playing responsibly with those as well. And so the way the chart's going to look, okay? So your bankroll's 1,000. You set 100 aside for parlays, and 5% for each bet, and 5% of the total parlay for each parlay. Okay. Historically, in our channel's history, we hit at 65.8%. Okay. So you figure there's probably going to be 50 bets a month, okay, or thereabouts for us. And it could vary. That number could vary depending on what's going on. But 50 bets a month, that means we're going to average about 33 and 17. Okay. So in this example, okay, 33 victories, 17 losses, you're going to end up making $800 off the top. All right. That's generally speaking. All right. Speaking of, as far as based on 50 bets there, you're going to make $800. That's not counting any parlays you're able to hit along the way as well. Okay. So keep that in mind. So you have an opportunity here to really make some good secondary income. Now, for those of you who are big ballers out there who do this for a living, who bet heavier, obviously you can do the math. Your numbers go up significantly if you got a bigger bankroll to work with, okay? And then at the end of that month, okay, let's just say in this example you don't hit any parlays. So at the end of that month, you're going to be sitting there with $1,800 in your betting account. Now, me personally, all right, depending on your personal goals, but me personally, I believe in withdrawing at the end of each month. That's just me, okay? I think we work hard. I think we do a lot of betting. We do a lot of studying. We watch a lot of football. We watch a lot of basketball. We watch a lot of whatever it is we're betting on. I think we deserve to pay ourselves and do something nice for ourselves. So typically speaking, what I do is I draw out the difference and I end up doing something nice, take the family out to dinner, buy myself something I've been looking at, whatever the case may be, so I can enjoy some of the fruits of my labor, okay? Because there's going to be times where you get to the end of the month and you might have $950 in there and you start out with $1,000. It does happen. There's going to be times, okay, where we're going to have an 85% month, okay? But again, law of averages, all right? If you have an 85% month, you're probably going to start losing pretty soon. That's the way this game works. It doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter, how much you think you know. It's still a gamble. It's still sports. And I promise you, you're going to come back to your averages, okay? So if we go through a bad run, don't panic. We go through a good run, don't overreact. So that's what I'm going to tell you. But like I was saying in that example before I moved on to the other thing, if you come up and let's say, for example, you got $800 in there, you start out with $1,000. It's up to you at that point. Hey, do I want to add $200 back to put my bankroll back at $1,000, or do I want to just keep this $800 in here? But I will tell you this: if you start the month with $800 or you start the month with less, you need to do 5% of whatever you started with. Okay. Take your 10% out for parlays and go from there. So that is Betting 101, guys. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Also, if you think you have a gambling addiction, please reach out to me. I will get you some resources to help you with your problem. Please play responsibly, guys, and enjoy yourself. But I can tell you this, if you follow us, if you roll with us, become a true fan on Patreon, you're going to get paid to watch those games you're going to watch anyway. So why not? So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for all your support. Again, if you have any questions about this video or anything like that, please reach out. My email will be in the description. I'm available to you in that regard. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful and great day, and happy gambling. Good luck.